There. Let's get that first. And yeah, we can go.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
What do you mean? Is there a problem?
So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
I heard our Eamon is sick. Is that what you mean?
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days.
Of course.
We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, our Lehman's brother. He's here.
Yes.
Demons.
It's not far, if you'll come with me.
Of course. This doesn't look good.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan. Though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Ten Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
You don't believe his lie?
What, that he pulled his men in order to save them? That Cailan risked everything in the name of glory? Hardly. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So you are a Grey Warden as well. A pleasure to meet you. I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
What evil things are you talking about?
Some call them the Walking Dead, decomposing corpses returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come, with greater numbers. With Cailan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
Of course we'll help.
There are no darkspawn here, and nothing to gain. It is a fool's errand.
If there's a chance to rescue the Arl, we have to try.
Perhaps.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
I want to discuss the situation with you first.
Of course.
You have some of Aura Amon's knights here?
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
The search for the urn of sacred ashes?
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
What exactly are these things that attack?
I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Undead? Spirits possessing the dead. There could be several causes behind such a thing, none of them pleasant.
Why are you in the chantry with the villagers?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place. I don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Don't you need more men in here with you?
We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
What happens after the battle is over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
I should get back to work.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Come on, my girl. Hold it. Alyssa Isolde. For the one who delivers the sacred ashes of Our Lady, we will have the esteem of Redcliffe and all the riches it is in my power to grant. The Island of Redcliffe was a source of constant trouble for Emperor Bao. During the occupation, it was rumored that since each new report sent the Emperor into a fit of violent rage, his court had taken the poisoning message just before they could deliver their accounts. Isolde's family was tend to be given the difficult task of governing Redcliffe, and since most of the previous Earls had either been murdered by their bands or beheaded by the Emperor, they did not approach the job with a great deal of enthusiasm. Isolde met Aemond, not realizing he was the rightful heir to her father's domain, and quickly became smitten with him for being part of the resistance. Never mind that it was her family he was resisting, perhaps a bit too romantic for her own good. She insisted upon staying behind with Aemond when the rest of her family was driven off.
What do you need? There is not much daylight left.
We know. I want to talk about you.
This is hardly the time to be discussing personal details, don't you think?
Sure.
We will have to fight for our lives very shortly.
That's true.
I mean no offense. I just don't want to spend what little time we have left chatting instead of preparing. Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
What's the quest? Talk to Sir Perth, talk to Murdoch.
Let us pray. Blessed art thou who...
I'm scared, Mother. When are the bad men coming? Soon, darling.
Alright,
Blessed art thou who seeks his return. Blessed is the prophetess, his daughter, sacrificed to the holy flame.
Return.
Play the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him...
You have just qualified for a specialization, a customized form of a character-based class. Each offers a unique set of advanced talents and benefits. Characters may have up to 2 specializations, with the first becoming available at level 7, and the second at level 14. But first, you need to find a trainer.
Of our contrition.
Gone on a long trip.
When will they be back? I miss them.
Be brave, young man. Your parents would want that. We need you here to protect the rest of...
Founding of the Chantry. Cordelius Draken, the king of the city-state of Arles, was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year -55, I'm just going to say 15. The year 15, ancient, the young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker, and declared that by its completion he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Ardrastian belief to the world. In 3 ancient, the temple was completed. There in its heart, Dragon knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the Empire of Arles. His first act as emperor, to declare the Chantry as the established Ardrastian religion and empire of the empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Alyssa of Monstermard was elected to lead the new chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia in honor of the disciple who recorded Adraste's song. In the moment, the ancient era ended and divine age began. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. The commandments of the Maker. These truths the Maker has revealed to me, and there is but one world, one life, one death there is, but one God, and He is our Maker. There are sinners who have given their love to false gods. Magic exists to serve man, and never to rule over him. Vile and corrupt are they, who have taken His gift and turned it against His children. They shall be named Maleficer, accursed ones. They will find no rest in the world or beyond. All men in the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings. Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of His children are hated and accursed by the Maker. Those who bear false witness and work to deceive others know this: there is but one truth. All things are known to our Maker, and He shall judge their lies. All things in this world are finite. What one man gains, another has lost. Those who steal from their brothers and sisters do harm to their livelihood and to their peace of mind. Our Maker sees this with heavy heart. Transfigurations 1:1-5. Let's do this. Oh, we can do a duelist, which I honestly was thinking about. Dex. Con. Strength. Duelists are heavily combatants who prefer to fight in light armors and strike with light but precise attacks. Preternatural reflexes that allow them to evade their opponent's clumsy blows. What's the assassin? Place in combat. What's the other weapon that actively strikes them? No, rather the duelist. Let's. Oh, we can. Sustained. Proper farm gaining a bonus to attack when in this mode. Keen defense adds a bonus to defense while in this mode. Oh no. Flurry. Actually, let's not do that yet. Let's do. Flurry.
Yes?
I guess I can do that.
There's a good lad. In the morning, we'll look for your parents. In the morning.
Aww. Demonic possession. Why do demons seek to possess the living? History claims they are malevolent spirits and first children of the Maker, angry at their creator for turning from them and jealous of the creations he considers superior. They stare across the veil at the living and do not understand what they see, yet they know they crave it. They desire life. They pull the living across the veil when they sleep and prey on their psyche with nightmares. Whenever they can, they cross the veil into our world to possess it outright. We know that any demon will seek to possess a mage, and upon doing so will create an abomination. Most of the world does not know, however, that the strength of an abomination depends entirely on the power of the demon that possesses the mage. This is true, in fact, of all possessed creatures. One demon is not the same as any other. Demons can, for instance, be classified. Enchanter Brown's categorization of demons into this portion of the psyche they primarily prey upon has held since the Tower Age. According to Brahm, the weakest and most common of demons are those of rage. They are the least intelligent and most prone to violent outbursts against anything living. They expend their energies quickly, the most powerful of them exhibiting great strength and occasionally the ability to generate fire. Next are the demon of hunger. In a living host, they become cannibals and vampires, and within the dead, they feed upon the living. Theirs are the powers of draining both the life force and mana. Next are the demons of sloth, the first of bronze scale that are capable of true intelligence. In its true form, this demon is known as the Shade, a thing which is nearly indistinct and invisible, for such is Sloth's nature. It hides and stalks unaware, and when confronted, it sows fatigue and apathy. Demons of desire are amongst the most powerful and are the ones most likely to seek out the living and actively trick them into a deal. These demons will exploit anything that can be coveted, wealth, power, lust, and they will always end up getting far more than they give. A desire demon's provenance is that of illusions and mind control. Strongest of all demons are those of pride. Those are the most feared creatures loose upon the world. Masters of magic and in possession of vast intellect. They are great schemers. It is they who seek most strongly to possess mages. They will bring other demons across the veil in numbers to achieve their own ends. Although what they might be has never been discovered. A greater pride demon brought across the veil would threaten the entire world. From the Maker's first children by Bader, senior chanter of Ostwick, 812, bless. Interesting. Theda's calendar. For most good folk, the details of our calendar have little purpose. It is useful only for telling them when the summer day festival will be held, when the snows are expected to begin, and when the harvest must be complete. The naming of the years are a matter of historians and taxmen, and few of press could actually tell you the reason that our current age is named after dragons. It is 930 Dragon Age, the 30th year of the 9th age since the crowning of the Chantry's first divine. Each age is exactly 100 years, with the next age namely chosen the 99th year. The scholars in Val advise the Chantry of Portent seems in the 99th year, and Chantry authorities pore over the research for months before the divine announces the name of the imminent age. The name is said to be an omen of which is to come, of what the people of Thedas will face for the next 100 years. The current age was not meant to be the Dragon Age. Throughout the last months of Blessed Age, the Chantry was preparing to declare the Sun Age, named the symbols of the Arlesian Empire, which at the time sprawled over much of the south of Thedas and controlled both Ferelden and what is now Navarra. It was to be a celebration of Arlesian imperial glory. As the rebellion in Ferelden reached a head and the Battle of the River Dane was about to begin, a peculiar event occurred, a rampage, the arriving of a dreaded high dragon. Dragons have been thought practically extinct since the days of the Navaran dragon hunts, and they say that to see this great beast rise from the frostback was majestic and terrifying. As the rampage began and the high dragon decimated the countryside in its search for food, an elderly divine, Faustine II, abruptly declared the Dragon Age. Some say the divine was declaring support from Arles in the battle against Ferelden, since the dragon is an element of Duphiel family heraldry of King Magrin, the so-called usurper king of Ferelden. Be that as it may, the high dragon's rampage turned towards the Elysian side of the Frostback Mountains, killing hundreds and sending thousands more fleeing to the northern coast. The Ferelden rebels won the Battle of River Dane, ultimately securing their independence. Many thus think that the Dragon Age will come to represent a time of violent and dramatic change for all of Thedas. It remains to be seen. From the studious theologian by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar 925 Dragon. You have a name.
You're a Grey Warden, right?
Oh.
Were you in Ostagar?
Oh.
In the Kokari Wilds? My husband and son went there to bring the
You're
Chanticleer
Jeddah.
to the Chastened. But I haven't heard from them since.
Are you Jeddah?
I am. You've heard of me?
I have something from your husband.
Oh? Oh, his lockbox. If you're bringing me this... Oh, no.
I am
sorry.
so sorry.
Thank you so much for bringing this to me. It means a lot to... Maker's blessings upon you.
I feel so bad for her.
These are terrible times. Just terrible.
Old man.
I'm so scared, Father.
Will judge us
What are
by
we going
how
to
we
do?
meet our death.
Caitlin.
We must be brave and sing the chant of light with Mother Hannah.
Sorry. Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
Why are you crying?
Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere. And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
Why would he run off, do you know?
He said something about saving Mother. He's just a little boy. He doesn't understand she's gone.
If he has foolishly run off, then he is no doubt dead. You should get used to that fact.
Nice. Maybe you want to kick her in the head while you're at it.
Shall we comfort her with lies? If she is to face death, better she face it honestly.
I hope he didn't try to go to the castle. Oh, that would be awful.
I'll look for him.
You will? Thank you so much. Please find him.
Missing child found Bevan.
Is this where humans keep all their wisdom? Your behavior makes much more sense to me now.
No, we don't have the men.
No sign of them coming back from the castle, Murdoch.
Tell them to maintain watch. I don't want a surprise attack before the sun goes down. So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I didn't think they made women Grey Wardens.
And why would you think that?
For more reasons than you care to hear, I bet. Still, there's no reason to think Bantegan's lost his mind. We aren't gonna turn aside anyone who wants to help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing.
Well, we do want to help however we can. You can trust us.
Name's Murdoch, mayor of what's left of the village, providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
You seem rather calm considering.
My men are certain enough as it is that they'll die tonight. They don't need me quivering in my boots. My death will come soon enough. It don't need me hurrying it along. Anyhow, you're here, and they tell me you're in charge.
How is morale?
Morale's about what you'd expect. These men aren't soldiers. They're villagers defending their homes, and they're frightened. It would help if we had decent equipment. There weren't enough swords in Owen's shop, and the men's armor is nearly falling off. I don't think we're in any shape to fight. We'll do our best, of course, but, well, I have my doubts. I just hope I'm alive tomorrow morning.
I have some questions.
Oh? Ask away.
Why have you been... tell me about what happened.
Don't rightly know. We heard the Arl was sick and getting worse, but after a while we heard nothing at all. A few folks went up to the castle to see what was going on. They couldn't get in. Nobody was there, not a soul. And then those horrid creatures attacked the village. They were everywhere, people dying. It was awful. Good thing Bantegan was here.
Do you know anything about Earl or Amos' illness?
No. I know the Arlessa sent the knights out for a cure. You can ask Sir Perth about it. He was one of them.
Where can I get supplies?
If you want weapons and such, you'd go to the blacksmith, but there isn't much left there.
But there's nowhere to actually buy or sell things?
Commerce isn't exactly our biggest concern right now, but you might want to speak to Lloyd at the tavern. I wouldn't trust him, though. All right.
What can I do to help?
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Why does he refuse?
His daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first.
Let's see what I can do.
I'd appreciate it. If he doesn't help, he'll die like the rest of us. What good will that do anyone then?
Auto stubborn blacksmith. Caitlin. Oh, there's a... Can't get there. Legend of Kellyanne, Chapter 1. Oh, there's a lot of reading this part. Kellyanne was born in 510, exalted as the third son of a high river merchant on hard times. He was eventually sent to a distant cousin, a poor young knight named Sir Feronin, who made Kellyanne his squire and dog handler. As the tale goes, Sir Feronin and his squire became caught up in one of the wars of unity at the time. Marden was a strong but generally disliked man who was making a bid for kingship. Feronin's own lord, a young fool of an Arl named Tinader, no older than Calenhad, was besieged by Merredin's forces at his castle, today known as West Hill. When Merred called Tinader out to parley, the young Arl asked for a volunteer from among the squires, someone who could masquerade as Tinader in the parley party. Calenhad kneeled before Tinader and asked for the honor. Much to Tinader's and Sir Feronin's dismay, Calenhad immediately identified himself to Marden. When asked by the Arl as why he was here, Calenhad explained that he had been asked to take the place of his lord. The Arl said he had planned to kill Tinader. Was Calenhad willing to die in his lord's place as well? Calenhad impressed Marden and his allies by saying that he was. Marden offered Calenhad a place as his own squire, but Calenhad refused, stating that if Merredin had planned on betraying the right of parley, he was no man of honor. Merredin's allies laughed at that, and Merredin himself conceded that Calenhad had a point. He allowed Calenhad to return to the castle safely and launch his final assault. During the assault, both Tinader and Feronin were killed, but Calenhad found himself in one-on-one combat with Merredin in front of all of Merredin's allies. Calenhad defeated the Arl and commanded he call off his armies. The Arl asked Calenhad who he professed to serve now if both his knights and lord were dead, to which Calenhad replied that he would do as his honor bade him, for he had nothing else. "You are not a man known for your honor," Calenhad said, "but I believe you wish to be. You allowed me to live once, and so I do the same for you. Perhaps it was more of our people. Perhaps if more of our people live by honor, we will learn to trust each other long enough to live together." And with that, Calenhad withdrew his sword. "I am humbled by your words, Arl," Merredin told Calenhad, dropping to one knee. To his allies he shouted that he now knew he would never be king, but he knew who should be. With that, Merredin pledged allegiance to Calenhad, whom he named Terran and ruler of Tinader's lands. From the Legend of Calenhad by Brother Heron Gentry Scribe 810 Bliss. You approach the dresser, something inside moves. You have a sharp surprise and take a breath. Oh, hello, someone. Whoever's inside the dresser, come out
Go
now.
away. This isn't your home.
A small human. I say burn it out.
Ah! What are you doing? All right, I'll come out. Please, don't hurt me. I'll go back to the Chantry if you want. I didn't mean any harm.
So first tell me what you're doing in there.
I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Are you sure? Maybe I can help you.
You could. Alright, I guess. Father said I could have his sword when I grew up. It was Grandfather's. And Grandfather was a great dragon slayer. I thought, if I was brave like Grandfather, I could use his sword and kill the bad people who took Mother.
You had the right idea. You are indeed very brave.
Thank you, miss. But the sword is too heavy for me. I guess I'm not as strong as I thought I was.
Where's the sword now?
In the chest. In Mother's room. Father gave me a key, but I'm not supposed to give it to anyone.
Perhaps I could help you and your sister in turn.
You could? Maybe you could give my sister money? She said if we had money, we'd be alright, even if Mother is dead.
I'll talk to your sister about it, I promise.
Oh, alright. Here's the key. I hope you use it to kill a lot of those bad people. I should go back to the Chantry. Good luck.
Oh, second floor. Chest. The green blade. Cautionary tales for the adventurous. It was then that he realized he wasn't alone. The abandoned camp in front of him was unbelievably welcome, like a mirage. The fire felt like a warm hand grabbing his heart. It reminded him of a previous life so long ago when he was happy, running on the sunfire fields when his boy, the sun on his face, lying next to the fireplace with his beautiful wife in his arms. He felt a sharp pain in his heart. His thoughts shifted to that fateful day when everything changed. Blood was everywhere. He held the body of his dead wife in his arms. Around him was the ashes of his burnt house. It felt like snow. The stench was terrible. It smelled like darkspawn. He grabbed his axe, touched the icy hands of his boy, and left. He would kill them all. He would kill them all. The pain in his heart was unbearable. He opened his eyes and saw the second most terrifying thing he would see in his life. A shadowy wraith leaning over him, leeching his life away. Around him the camp was gone, replaced by something familiar, almost peaceful. Bones, death, and despair. He wondered if all his life had been an illusion, if he even had a family. For a brief moment he felt relief. He can't lose something you've never had. But being this close to death brought clarity. He knew it was real. Everything else was the illusion. He could see a smile on his torn face. You could see a smile on his torn face. He had been waiting for this moment for a long, long time. He lifted his weak arms, grasped the demon's face, and kissed it. It felt like kissing a cloud made of sand and dust. Suddenly, all sorrow left him, and with it, the last bit of life he had before his limp body hit the ground, and it was over. He was finally free. From Cautionary Tales for the Adventurous, by Brother Ramus of Gillamy. 794 Storm. That was depressing. 1 or 2. 1. Oh, this is tier 4. Beast though. Armor 2, strength. You know what? 1 is beast. 1 is darkspawn.
As you wish.
I guess I have to go back and talk to the sister. Yeah. A lot of stuff happening right here.